Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice in Unagi's route at the sort of end. I mean, we're in chapter 7, so we're getting to the end, but who knows? Could be this part, could be the next part. We got a lot of bad endings coming up. We got a lot of shit gonna go down. We're probably gonna be fighting with Sayeki. I don't know what's gonna happen. So anyway, picking it back up with 3 days left until X Day. And Okazaki's alive, so yay for that. We just visited him at the end of the last part. And anyway, it's quiet. The past several days had gone by peacefully. There were no incidents to speak of. It was enough to make me wonder if the new year would be equally calm. But I knew that this was just the calm before the storm. I finally did everything I could. We compiled a list of all the places that Sayeki might go for Investigations HQ. The search area was probably expanding when we factored in Ray Mikuni's testimony. Still, they couldn't find him. Amidst the panic, the hours passed by quietly. It was more peaceful than it had ever been. As if to match the timing of my sigh, my phone rang. When I checked the screen to see who the caller was, I blinked in surprise. Sayeki? Oh, Saraishi. Saraishi? Yeah, I was like, Saraishi, right when she said that. I was like, the name displayed was Kakeyuki Saraishi. He'd been missing ever since the raid on the Adonis hideout. Hello? Saraishi? You don't have to shout. It's been a while. Sadaishi's voice over the phone was so business as usual that it irritated me. Where are you right now? And that's a secret. Did you manage to remove your collar? Yes, I did. Thank you. But more importantly, and you still haven't found Yuzuru Sayeki, have you? No. I've been doing everything I can on my end, too, but it's been a wash. I have no idea where he's hiding. Oh. I gripped my phone tightly in my hand. Just where had Sadaishi been? What was he doing? I'd been wondering that all this time. That's what I said. Maybe he actually disappeared to help. You know what I mean? He's looking. He's trying to help because if he was just in jail, like if he was being detained, he wouldn't be able to help. He could help. Have you been looking for Sayeki this entire time? Obviously. We have to catch him or X Day's still going to happen. You want to stop X Day, Sadaishi? A little while ago, I honestly didn't care either way. But now, I just can't leave it alone. I wonder why that is. Because you love me. They all love me. This is the man harem route. Secret. Like, secret underneath one. It had to be because Sadaishi had finally found the human-like part of his heart. Sadaishi had helped to rescue me, out of his own will at that. Well, that's that. I wanted to get your opinion on something. Huh? As Yuzuru Sayeki's sympathizer. I understand. I was a little nervous, but I nodded. I told Sadaishi everything. What I discussed with Sayeki, his discussion with Mikuni, everything. I see. Ultimately, he thinks even he should be killed. Yes. After listening to all I had to say, Sadaishi thought on his end of the line. Maybe he had a lead. Anything was fine, especially something that could lead to a break in the search. People who prefer to rule like dictators don't trust other people. After pausing for a moment, Sadaishi spoke again. So, he's alone. But he wanted a sympathizer. He invested his loneliness to you, since Ray Mikuni didn't understand him. He called you an experimental subject, but he also embraced a major contradiction. A contradiction? As soon as Sayeki Yuzuru... Yuzuru Sayeki, because that's actually how they would say his name, but normally they flip it for us. Anyway, revealed his identity to you and sought your sympathy. His wish became impossible to grant. You were naive and good-hearted, and too good-hearted to ever sympathize with him. But he still tested you. He didn't use his minions, instead personally taking the risk of putting the collar on you. But why? His truth was hidden in the answer. Sayeki's truth? He believed that I would understand him. He enjoyed seeing me react. He wanted me to stop him. You really think so? Well, I might never understand what goes on in the head of the elder. Sadaishi's response to my answer was casual, but if there's a reason that you were chosen, it might be because you're the only one who could give that answer. Those words gave me courage. They embedded in my heart just a little bit. I won't give up. I will stop X-Day. I see. I'll keep looking. I don't expect to find him, though. Thank you. And by the way, shouldn't you report me or something? Huh? I'm pretty certain that Sasuzuka's tapped your phone. In fact, he probably already knows exactly where I am. I won't report you. I answered immediately. Besides, there was no need to. Sasuzuka may have already traced your location, but I'm sure that he won't say anything. You're working for the sake of others. You always have been, Sadaishi. Before it was because Adonis ordered you to, but now you're helping other people because your own free will tells you to. If you only cared about yourself, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's why I trust you. Even if he couldn't now, he'd return someday. I had faith in that. You really are an idiot. Sadaishi chuckled over the phone, but it sounded like a satisfied laugh. Still, I don't mind that part of you. And with that, he hung up. Days left in days. 2 days. Good evening. After work, Okazaki walked me back to the office. Okazaki's out of the hospital! Wait a minute. Like, Jesus Christ. He was like, oh my God, gravely injured. But he's out of the hospital in like a week. Shit. Medical care. I'm telling you, it's that fucking fountain of youth. They're like, we also have magic potions that make you well again. Like, Okazaki should not be walking around. After work, Okazaki walked me back to the office. Enomoto and Sasuzuka were there. I thought Yanagi was on the roof as usual, but Enomoto said he'd gone to the store. You're here too, Sasuzuka. Just to give a report. Not like there's much to report, though. We got no idea where Saiki is. It's just eerily quiet. I wonder if it'll all end like this. No way, right? Thanks to Akito's cooperation, we're in control of almost all of the Adonis network. Using their members' communications, we've been hunting down the remaining terrorists, but there's nothing on Saeki, and there's still many members across Japan, plus any unknowns that surround the case. With a word from their elder Saeki, they could leap into action at any moment. It won't end with just a few deaths. Yeah. I've been wondering, what exactly does Adonis consider a criminal? Huh? Enomoto mumbled out a question, his face serious. For example, Seaweed Head always slips back into his hacking habits, so he's a total criminal. To hell? Oh, the hell? That are a criminal and a moron. I've never broken the law, but I've definitely hurt people. I've unwittingly hurt people. A lot of people have suffered because of me, even if I wasn't directly responsible. From someone's point of view, it'd be a sin. They're crimes that the law can't judge. You could go on forever once you start. I've wanted to kill someone before. Oh, wait, what? There's someone I wanted to take revenge on. They were in front of me. I might have actually done it. We all know about that. It's just a matter of timing that I didn't. That's all. That kind of thing would be possible to say just about anyone. Yeah, I heard about Yunagi's past, but he embraced his sin and kept on living. He was prepared for someone to chase him. Hey, Hoshino. Sorry. Oh, what for? I didn't know why he suddenly apologized. I couldn't remember anything he had done to me he needed to apologize for. When I blinked in confusion, Enomoto looked away guiltily. At first, I really thought you were tied to the criminals. Probably said a lot of things to hurt you. But you tried so hard. It must have been so painful that you wanted to run, but you faced the danger head on. I'm so bummed that we still haven't been able to find Saeki yet. But that isn't because it's your fault. I'm aware it's not my fault, Enomoto. What the fuck? Like, when you say it like that, we have to face this together. There's no need for you to shoulder this burden on your own. Enomoto, his words moved me deeply. He acknowledged me. This made me the happiest of all. I thought of him as a friend, but it made my heart tremble to hear him actually say it. Pathetic self-satisfaction. What's the point of apologizing? Sasuzuka, as usual, had to chime in with a retort. I don't want her forgiveness. Just figured I should try to be better. That's why you're just an idiot. Even a monkey can try. You asshole. That mouth will be the end of you someday. You'll get stabbed. Nah, if it does, it's my business. I just do what I want. I'm not gonna get tied down by other people. Oh, I tied you down. Probably literally in some scene we didn't see, or just in my imagination anyway. Like literally just now. Now I'm okay. Wow. That's why you should do what you just. That's why you should do what you want to, stupid cat. That's why you should do what you want to, stupid cat. It came to me when Sasazuka said it. I should do what I want. What did I want to do? Your position as a cop and your responsibility as Sayaki's friend. Those are just obstacles to you now. And you're thinking all these useless thoughts because they're still weighing you down. And you'd be way better off just following your instincts. You're an idiot after all. Thank you. I just had to do what I wished. Enomoto and Sasazuka were pulling for me, and that gave me courage. He's like, you're an idiot after all. Thanks! Since Sayaki carries out judgment that isn't bound by the law, we don't know who will be targeted. Kazuki had mentioned this before. There isn't anyone alive that hasn't committed some kind of wrongdoing. That was true for me, too. I couldn't claim to be completely innocent. Everybody made mistakes, so if he was going to judge everyone, no human would be left alive in the end. Sayaki wouldn't just have correct humans. There would be nobody left at all. I'm back. Oh, Sasazuka and Hoshino, you're here. Yeah, we've been waiting for you. Here, stupid cat should take a look too. Oh, okay. This is a rather thick document. It's a rather thick document. It's the intel we've gained from interviewing Adonis leaders and the stuff we hacked. Oh, we compiled them all into one. There's also a dossier on Yuzuru Sayaki as well. Listen, dumb cat, you need to clear your head. You probably know this, but nobody's under any assumption that New Year's is going to come and go without anything happening. Sayaki will act. Read this and think about your next move. Understood. I'll go home and focus on this. Then get going. Okay. I'll take you home, Hoshino. Even though Yanagi had just returned a moment ago, he graciously offered to escort me back home. He is your boyfriend. He should. Plus, it's not safe for you to go alone. Take Yanagi. It's not safe to go alone. Take this. Holds out hand. It's Yanagi. I was overjoyed that he wanted to take me home. Well, he wants to take you home, all right, because, you know, he can't get busy with you here. Oh, but your brother's at home. It's going to be complicated. But Okazaki is already waiting for me downstairs. It irritates me to see you relying on him all the time. I'm going to hug you for myself this time. Okay. That makes me happy. I was caught off guard by his words, and I blurted out something embarrassing. Damn! Just watching this makes me blush. These two are getting steamy. I think that's so funny. Like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just going to hug you to myself. Like, okay, that makes me happy. And everyone's like, whoa. Oh, my God. It's not like we're just, like, pawing each other in front of you. It's adorable. A romance between a girl in her 20s and a guy in his 30s is way too tepid, though. That's why they're trying to spice it up. By the way, Yanagi, why are you still calling her by her surname? Eh? Huh? Minamoto suddenly chimed in with a completely random topic. I like a girl in her 20s and a guy in his 30s. He's 28. He's not in his 30s yet. Don't age him. The poor man's got 2 years. Lovers are supposed to use their first names with each other. Right, Takeru? Don't look at me. You're just a romantic fool. But this is romance. He's right. Speaking of romance, as a woman who had won her love in a progressive way, I really should push for more romance in my relationship. Yeah, you're gonna start romancing me, goddammit. You're coming into my apartment when we go home and I'm gonna fuck you so hard. I just want her to say something like that. No, because she would never, and Yanagi would fall the fuck over. It'd be great, though. Wow. When I glanced over at Yanagi, he was clearly making a troubled expression. It's true that Yanagi really only refers to people by their surnames. Maybe it was a habit spawned from his tendency to avoid getting involved with people. Although, if he did use my first name to address me, that would mean I was special. Come on, don't look at me so expectantly. Can't we? It's just tough to switch on the spot. You feel the same way, right? Exactly. You're Yanagi. And for some reason, I don't think I get used to calling you IG. You don't have to force yourself to do it. I know, right? Though I'm so used to calling someone we switch. It's like, it feels, what? No. So like, I fall back into like, even me reading this, but I'm talking about the character after they've switched their name calling. He's Yanagi. Like, I'm not forcing myself to do anything. It's just unfamiliar. Besides, just once. I'm fine if you do it just one time. So please, say my name. Call me by my name. Why has this suddenly become such a big deal for you? It's a girl's fantasy. That's adorable. It's a girl's fantasy to have a boy call her by her first name. Everyone calls me by my first name, so it's not really a fantasy for me, I guess, because that's what we do in America. So, that's what we do in the Western world. I don't really know why I framed it that way, but I think I made it clear that I wanted Yanagi to call me by my given name. It's just one of the call my name, say my name. Well, it's not as sexy as we're going with here, but I fixed my stare at Yanagi as his sealed lips slowly opened. Spacey. I hadn't imagined being such a shock. It being such a shock. I didn't need a mirror to know I was beet red. That's so embarrassing. That's so cute. Similarly, Yanagi had also buried his head in his hands. I was embarrassed but ecstatic. I really wanted to exploit this opening. How am I so embarrassed by something like that at my age? Well, maybe it was because I was more special to him now. And also, there's two other people standing there like, it's like they just had sex or something in front of us. Like, I mean, seriously. I couldn't ask that, of course. But I blushed even more just entertaining the thought. I'm so glad that he showed me this side of himself. Yanagi was always mature and dependable, but that also made him feel somewhat distant. The adorable way he palmed his head just from saying my name made me indescribably happy. Please practice until you get used to it. All right, I will. Look, he's like, fine. He's all mad. I'll practice too. Sure thing. We were engulfed in this tidal wave of embarrassment. Those two were like, the hell? Are we in a shoujo manga? You two can't keep your little dreamland up forever, so get a move on. They were clearly sick of us. Yeah, because Sasuzuka's like, ugh, could have been me. But he was still mean to us the whole time, but anyway. You there, Kazuki? The first thing I did when I got home was to call Kazuki's name. I hope Yanagi kissed you goodbye at the door, motherfucker. Today was December 30th. There were 2 days left until X Day. Tomorrow was the day of truth. We didn't have any warning, but I knew it would happen. Oh god. That's why there was something I needed to tell Kazuki. I got worried when she said, "Are you there, Kazuki?" And then she just kept going on and on. I was like, if Kazuki's not here and Sayaki fucking kidnapped him, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like, no, you don't do that. Don't touch my brother, motherfucker. You already destroyed my brother's boyfriend. You don't get to destroy my brother too. Why are you looking all serious? I want to talk about a serious topic. Mind if I come in? Go ahead. I entered the bedroom and plopped down on the nearest seat. Shaking his head, Kazuki sat across from me. Hey, if everything gets resolved and Shinjuku returns to normal, let's go see Mom and Dad and then have a proper talk with them together. Huh? Kazuki, you have big dreams, right? You want to be a musician. You don't want to run the business, right? Yeah. We should let Mom and Dad know that. We'll tell them that you'll try your hardest to reach your goal and ask for their support. And they'll never know if you don't tell them, so they won't understand until you do. Yeah. I'll be rooting for you. My feelings were sincere, but I didn't know what would happen tomorrow. It was entirely possible that I wouldn't get to tell our parents with Kazuki. I couldn't just ignore that risk. That's why I planned to contact them in advance. I wanted them to let Kazuki follow the path he wanted. Hey, what? You've already caught those Adonis guys, right? Yeah, we have. We haven't caught all of them. But you don't need to be in danger anymore, right? Kazuki, don't you go dying on me without even telling me. Kazuki had probably figured out that Akito had been arrested. Ever since I had become involved with X Day, Kazuki's life had grown increasingly chaotic, what with the bodyguards and all. I assumed that he was probably anxious, afraid he might lose someone close again. It'll be all right. I won't die and leave you alone. Well, we might in a bad path, but not in the good one. I reached out and rested a hand on his head. It was the only way to express what I felt. But there's still things I have to do. Up to this point, so many people have helped me. I'm a weak, inexperienced rookie cop. I've only come so far thanks to the people supporting me. It's thanks to them that I even faced you. I couldn't do it alone. I don't want to waste the sentiments of the people who are important to me. I want them to be happy every day. So, Kazuki, can you support my dream too? Uh, okay, I will. I was sure he was still anxious. Him being on the verge of tears said it all. He, Still, Kazuki nodded. He was trying his best to accept how I felt. Thanks, Kazuki. I, I've always had a bad temper, taking it out on you. Maybe I'm in my childish, rebellious phase. You're 18. Should have grown out of that. I've been irresponsible, and I haven't tried to understand how you feel. I'm definitely going to succeed in music. I want to do what I love and get famous for doing it. I won't just be coddled like I have until now. I'm going to help my big sis. So don't you die on me. You make sure you survive and come back home. Of course. It had been a long time since Kazuki called me his big sis. The nostalgic ring of that name steeled the resolve within me. Now then, after Kazuki went to sleep, I took out the stack of papers that Sasazuka had given me. It was the dossier on Yuzuru Saeki. I had to read and understand it thoroughly, and then come up with the right answer tomorrow. There wouldn't be any new information. It was just a compilation of Mikuni's testimony and the intelligence gained. But it might spark an insight that gave us a lead on Saeki, no matter how small it was. There are a lot of analyses from the criminal psychology perspective. When I pored through the torturous jargon, I felt that something was off. Was Saeki really thinking in such complex terms? It might be true that he was a criminal that the average person wouldn't comprehend. But like Yanagi had once said, he was still a human, a creature that moved on emotion. His wish is to erase sorrow. That's why he wanted a sympathizer. But like Sadaishi said, he didn't think there was anyone who would understand him. So what sort of figure was the sympathizer that he sought? His ideal is a regular person who has their determination to fight and struggle in their daily life. He committed many terrorist acts to teach people that Malice was close to home. And he chose me as a test subject for his normal human and tried to test my resolve. When I thought it through to that conclusion, a troubling idea came to mind. He had said that in the end he deserved to be killed as well, meaning that even if his ideal world came to be, he wouldn't live in it. I won't stand idly by anymore. Enough of this unnecessary sadness. I have to erase it all. I won't stand idly by anymore. Enough of this unnecessary sadness. He had looked so pained. It was a cry from the depths of his heart. He wants to end all the pain and suffering. Is that his wish? In that case, a sympathizer wasn't someone who could understand Saeki. What if it was someone who would inherit his ideals after the sorrow was gone? Let's think about this more deeply. I didn't know if I was correct or not. I was slowly putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I read the report over and over, going over the details, thinking desperately, what was his true wish? Okay. I'll read that. Now it's one day. Hold on. Ah! It's already 2:30 p.m. Jesus! We don't have much time. Hold on, we're going to read this. Oh, Adonis update. In the name of the terrorist organization operating in Japan, the mastermind of the X-Day incidents and their leader is the man they call Yuzuru Saeki. It appears that Rei Mikuni is placed as Adonis's number 2. These two young people stand atop, but other top executives and members are well-known people in the public eye. The organization holds sway on a national level, although Saeki currently operates out of Shinjuku. Their hideout entrance is a tunnel in an abandoned construction site. I feel like we read this, but according to Saeki, Adonis is only a stepping stone for the weak to resist the strong so they can one day tear down the country with their own hands. However, Mikuni believes that Adonis is necessary to rebuild the nation. Obviously, there is a rift between their philosophies. Okay. Yuzuru Saeki, age 23, who works in the Shinjuku Regional Office, Traffic Division. After graduating college, he entered the police academy. He was assigned to Shinjuku early this year. He is cheerful, diligent, and well liked by the locals. However, that was all a facade. It's funny because 10 years ago we planned this. At 13 years old, you were planning. The hell, Sayeki? Jesus, you got some serious. Kid needed therapy. Anyway. Not a single relative can be found, and looking into the schools he attended in the past paints an entirely different picture of him. His real name, age, and birthplace are unknown. He has cruel and tyrannical tendencies as well as a loving and nurturing side. The unsympathetic tendencies seen in megalomaniacal. Wow. Megaloma- meg- megalomaniacal. Like megalomaniac, I can say that, but megalomaniacal, that was fucking hard. I don't know why. Criminals were not noted in him. He is assumed to have DID. It's theorized that he yearned for understanding and validation of his ideals. Makuni was the companion that he needed, but he discarded him as well. It's also possible that he never wanted to be understood. Okay. It was the day before X Day. I had come to the shooting range to focus. Mochida had told me that there wouldn't be any work for SRCPO today. He knew the situation and was worried about me, but he still saw me off with a smile. Next day is tomorrow. If Sayeki was going to move, today was the day. In other words, today was the only day left to stop him. Yoshino. Eh? I turned around when I heard my name. It was Yanagi. You came all the way here? Morioka let me. Morioka must have given Yanagi permission to come here, knowing that I was here. Can you focus now? Yes? Have you collected your thoughts? Yes. Right now, there's not a lot I can do, but whatever happens, I'll back you up. I'll support your choices. I'll be with you. So, all you need to do is look straight ahead. Okay? Sayeki is waiting for me. And his final objective is to erase her. Well, that one was easy without the guide, but anyway, he chose me because he wanted to kill me. Wow, really? Huh. I'm curious about this one. Right now, Sayeki is... Hold on. Save! Save! This is where we get a bad ending. We're gonna get a bad ending right now, guys. Okay, I don't know what we're supposed to choose. Hold on. I know what we're supposed to choose. Oh, wow. There's another next. Wow. Right here. I know what the right answer is, but let's scroll down. I wonder what happens if you choose any of the other answers. Probably Yanagi's like, are you sure about that? And then you blah, blah, blah. Right here. Huh. This is a bad ending. Okay, we're getting a bad ending, guys. After I collected my thoughts, I pointed out the place I thought he was at. That said, I wasn't too confident about it. Feels like something doesn't add up. I wasn't sure that I'd chosen correctly. I couldn't help but think that. But I'm not sure if I'm right. If that's where you think he is, let's go. If he isn't there, we can just go somewhere else. I'm guessing anything you choose is this, so you could probably choose anything. Okay. If Sayaki's going to make a move today, he's sure to be waiting for you somewhere. No matter how low the possibility is, it's better than doing nothing. Let's do what we can. Yeah. I nodded. He was right. Now wasn't the time to hesitate. I'm gonna just guess that any choice that you choose, you go to the wrong place. Which is like, I don't know if I'm right. Probably tells you right now you're wrong. You're gonna go. He's not gonna be there, and the next day is gonna happen, and everyone's gonna die. So anyway, I would do what I could. I would fight until the very end. After all, that was what I had decided. I'm gonna scroll back up to my... Okay, anyway. So, Yanagi and I searched a number of places looking for Sayeki. And it wasn't just our group either. Okazaki, Yoshinari, and a lot of other people helped us look for him. But... Here we go. Here we fucking go. Wow. I looked up at the massive television. It was in front of the Shinjuku train station. You could say that the X-Day incidents began here where the first video was broadcast. We can't find him. I was getting impatient. We'd scoured the city but found nothing. I had no idea where Sayeki was, and it was nearly midnight. Calm down, Hoshino. Oh, there's still time. Don't give up. Yanagi, of course I didn't want to give up. I would fight until the last possible second. Here's the thing. If we were like, I have these 10 places he could be. Let's just send 10 different people to those places and someone would have found him. However, I couldn't think of anything. I was all out of ideas. Why? My fingertips felt unbearably cold. I'm sure it wasn't because of the temperature. Just then, the giant display filled with static. Here comes Sayeki. This is the X-Day announcement. I'm going to read it normal because it had begun. The giant screen showed multiple men bound in obvious agony, the 3 cops that they never found. Before I could look away, the image switched to something else. People all across Japan were wearing collars, collapsing in agony. Yoshino, get it together. We have to find out where they would be killed by poison one by one. All we could do was watch it happen on TV. Yanagi's words didn't reach me. Wow. The rebirth had begun. All the while, I couldn't do anything about it. Well, that was a quick ending. Oh, no, not okay. 3 days later. It had been days since X Day. Countless people died across Japan every day. There was no mercy, even for minor slights. Shinjuku had basically become a ghost town. Of course, this wasn't limited to Shinjuku. People were being murdered throughout Japan. Yuzuru Sayeki was still nowhere to be found, and the scale of Adonis had turned out to be far larger than the police anticipated. We thought the majority of Adonis had been exposed, but they continued to slip the net and abduct even more people to be executed. We can't even go outside. I hadn't left my home for a long time, 3 days. Shinjuku police were no longer functional. At least, I wanted to protect Kazuki, but that meant I couldn't go outside. You're going to starve to death. I had locked his room from the outside to stop him from leaving. It was the only way. A reverberating sound from the intercom startled me with a jolt. There shouldn't be guests at this hour. If there was someone here, that meant... It's probably Yanagi. I mustered my courage and looked at the intercom monitor. It was... Yanagi? For some reason, he was here. What? Why? It was far too dangerous to be outdoors. I could only see it as suicide. Yanagi! Hurry, hurry, get inside! Get inside now! I grabbed his arm and yanked him inside. I didn't want to leave Yanagi outside for even a second longer. Calm down. How can I? What were you doing outside? What if they came after you? By all measures, Yanagi and Adonis were on hostile terms. There was no way he wasn't a target. Hey, wait. I dragged Yanagi into the living room by his arm. I couldn't calm down now. I didn't want to consider the possibility that Yanagi could be killed. It's dangerous outside. You know that, don't you? I'm begging you, just get to some place that's safe. I can't live like this. I can't stay locked up forever. Yanagi said something, but I didn't understand what he meant. Somebody has to stand up to them. If not, the killing will just continue, and Japan will really be an uninhabitable place. Leave that to the government. Sure, somebody could stand up to Adonis, but it didn't have to be Yanagi. I heard that the SDF mobilized. There's no need for powerless people like us to try and resist. That's right. I could do nothing. I had no power. This is sad. This ending is kind of sad because she's like, I can't do anything. And she's like losing her fucking shit. And it's just, if I did, I'd have ended this without deaths. But I didn't. I was powerless. That's why I didn't want to lose anyone else. Just stay here with us forever. Don't go anywhere. I couldn't stand it if I lost you too. I won't let it happen. I'll keep you protected so that I won't lose you. Even if you don't want me to. Even if I don't want it, huh? Are you going to confine me here? Yeah, I see. That's an option. Yanagi had come all this way. I could do it. If I did, we could be together. I could always protect Yanagi myself. Now she's losing her fucking shit. Yes, no matter what it takes. My gun never left my hip. I aimed at Yanagi. If it was to protect him, I could shoot his arms or legs. Oh my god! If it's what you want, I'll be with you forever and ever. Yanagi's arms encircled me. I closed my eyes, nestled by his warmth. This is almost like the fucking bad Tsunaishi ending where you're like, I kind of like the sexy ending, even though we had to kill all her friends and that really sucks. But this is almost that like, I'll shoot your kneecap so that you can't leave me. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna stay here. Like, it's sad. Thank goodness. Please stay with me. Always. There's no need to be afraid anymore. I'll erase everything that makes you suffer. I'm here for you after all. All I had left were Yanagi and Kazuki. So I absolutely wouldn't let go of them. I protect them for the rest of my life. What happens when Kazuki needs to pee? Like, he's just, I'm sorry, Spacey. I couldn't protect your heart. I felt as if I heard a voice filled with sadness from somewhere distant. That's so sad. The ending is so sad. Oh my god. Okay, we're going to go back and go down the right path. We're going to get another bad ending, though, because every single time. And also, this is the bad part. There is one where it's trigger mode, and you have to do it 3 times. So, right now, Saeki is the church in Shinjuku Garden. I'm gonna guess if you chose anything else, right? And Adonis hideout you know what I mean? It would basically give you the same. I bet you anything and be like, I don't know if I'm right, blah blah blah, and we'd search it. It would be the same thing. So, I guess that's why in the guide they said right here because it's just the first thing. Saeki's where he first put the collar on me. I think he's at the church in Shinjuku Garden. But isn't that area already under watch? I heard that there's no sign he's hiding there. Yes, I heard that too, but I'm sure he'll visit that place. Today, right before X Day begins. The reason was that Saeki was personally waiting for me to arrive. That's why I believed he'd be there. Saeki's final goal is to erase sorrow from the world. To do that, I think he wanted to test to see whether I'd be able to kill him. If I did, then other normal humans would use the same means that I did. That was what Saeki had decided. If the one who inherits his will repeats what he's done, his ideals will come true. He's set on that. Saeki will use himself to try and carry the experiment through to its final stage. That's why he's waiting for me. I get it. If that's true, and it's likely he'd be waiting at the place the experiment began. Yes, for me, that's where everything all started. Got it. The question is now whether we report this to HQ. If we reported it, HQ could probably mobilize units to encircle and take Saeki into custody. If that happens, I won't be able to persuade him. He'd probably be killed in a shootout, without question. Of course, not reporting it could also lead to a similar outcome. Shinjuku Garden was sure to be under surveillance. But at least I could buy time. Was that the right play, though? Okay, hold on. This is our next bad ending. This is our next bad ending. Okay. So, we are supposed to not report it to get our bad ending. Yep. Don't report it. Bad ending number 3, which is technically our... hold on. It's labeled bad ending number 3 because, you know, the first bad ending was the Yanagi common route bad ending. The second one was the Adonis. Third was bad ending 1. Fourth was Saeki end. This is technically bad ending number 6, but it's bad end 3 in the guide, but still whatever. Don't report it. All right. I don't think we should report this. If we did, I could lose the chance to speak to Saeki directly. He's going to kill us. Or he might even be killed before I got to see him. So you'll try to capture him on your own? Can't I? Yanagi seemed a little troubled. It's true that I wasn't making a rational or praiseworthy choice for a police officer. But I wanted to face Saeki directly. No matter what, I couldn't ignore those feelings. All right. Yeah, that's what you want. That's what we'll do. Thank you. Let's go to Shinjuku Garden. Yeah. Yanagi nodded. We're going to have at least one more part after this because there's no way we're going to finish this whole thing. Oh, there's also an extra chapter after finishing Unagi's route. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay. There's no way, I don't think, because we're going to do this, then we're going to go back, and then we might get to Trigger Mode, but I doubt in the next 20 minutes we'll be able to finish everything, including his after thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see. Nobody's here. There was no one in the church. I thought there would be officers camped in the area, but there was no sign of them. Was I wrong? It's too soon to say for sure. The sun's only just set. Yeah, he could still show up, just as I thought that. There he is. I heard footsteps slowly approaching. I turned to look at the source of the sound. Sayaki was there. He was expressionless. I couldn't read him. You really came. I have to say, I didn't expect you to betray the police and show up. I'm not betraying anyone. I knew that I needed to confront you myself. To convince me to stop. Of course. It's useless. My thoughts won't change. If you want to stop X Day, if you hate me, kill me. That's not going to happen. I shook my head with strong conviction. I wouldn't dance to Sayaki's tune. There'd be no point if I killed you. This won't go the way you've planned. I won't let people kill each other. People have to live their lives. No matter how sad they feel or how strong their hatred is. They have to, no matter what. But people can't actually live in the world you think is ideal. I can't accept the way you think. I see. Sayaki's expression didn't change a bit. He'd probably known what I was going to do from the start. But then he quietly drew a gun and pointed it at Yanagi. Yanagi reacted, drawing his own weapon, but he was a moment too late. Yanagi! I'm fine. He only grazed me. Yanagi was hit, but he didn't stagger. His voice was calm. Here's the thing. We don't want to shoot Sayaki because that would that'd be like, that's exactly what he wants. That's what he's hoping for. But Yanagi can fucking kill him. It's not what he wanted, so kill him, Yanagi. I sighed in relief as I made sure he was fine, and my hand moved to my holster. I have to stop him. I had to shoot, not to kill him, to stop him. I had to shoot to protect others. But I shouldn't have to do trigger mode, so I don't know. Huh? Just then, the glass windows in the church shattered. What? Simultaneously, countless gunshots roared. Of course, they were aimed at Sayaki, not at me. No, wait! There was no way they could hear my protest. Gah! Sayaki! Sayaki slowly collapsed, his body penetrated by round after round of police gunfire. He fell like he was in slow motion. Get back, Oshino! I heard Morioka order me away, but I ignored it and rushed over to Sayaki. He was on the ground, soaked in blood. There's no saving him. I reached out and took his hand. He didn't have the strength to grip back. So, the SAT team was standing by. You made me careless. I see. So you can make ruthless decisions after all. Well, I would have preferred to have been ended by you. No, no! Still gripping his hand, I shook my head. I didn't think he understood, but I couldn't just not react in this situation. Did you really come here just so you would die? Didn't you really want me to stop you because you could bear because you couldn't bear what you'd done? Nah. Psyche laughed. He was covered in the crimson of his own blood, yet he seemed somehow content. There are plenty who can replace me. The next version of me will rise up. I just wish that would have been you. But I see. This way, it can all end without any tears. Sayaki, stupid. Why are you crying over someone like me? After I finally stop being sad. But if you cry, Wait, please! Open your eyes! Hey, Hoshino! Erase the sorrow in my place. Sayaki moved the hand that I wasn't holding onto. Eh? I didn't notice it. Get away from him, Hoshino! My vision went white. The sound of explosions rang out around me. I had no idea what was happening. My body was fully enveloped by a burning sensation. And someone's warmth. Eh? What? My vision returned to normal. You're not hurt. Thank good. The strength had left Yanagi's body, and he slumped over me mid-sentence. Realizing what happened, I frantically tried to push him up. His body was soaked in red. Yanagi had used his body to shield me from an explosion. Yanagi? He didn't answer. I couldn't even hear him breathe. Oh. You never complain, do you? It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes. His hands and body are still warm, but... All right, Stay with me from now on. You're my partner. Yanagi was still here. Is still in my arms. This is sad, and this is not even the tragic love ending. Calm down. It'll be fine. I'm right here with you. His limp body didn't respond. I couldn't hear a heartbeat. He died so fast. I love you. Oh, no. I had lost him. No. No! Hey, Hoshino. Oh, that was Sagi. Hey, Hoshino. Erase the sorrow in my place. Why? I recalled Sayaki's last words. He was the one who had taken Yanagi away from me. Can I erase it? This was so crushing. I couldn't express my sorrow in words. Was it really possible to erase such pain? Really? Rage, despair, nothingness. If I could get rid of it all, I wouldn't care how dirty my hands got. I clicked it and nothing happened. And I was like, wait, what? I was waiting for it to end. And like, I just faded away. Oh my God, she turns into Sayaki. We might be able to get the tragic love ending. I don't know. It really depends on how long it is in this part with us confronting him, because we don't have that much time and I don't want to go way too long. I want to keep it because I want to drag this out. I will cock block you if I have to, and do a cliffhanger ending because I don't want this to be the last part. I can't do it, but anyway. But at least I could buy time. Was that the right play though? Okay, report it. I'll call it in. I'm a police officer after all. I wanted to face Sayaki, but I also couldn't ignore my duty and sense of justice as an officer. I didn't want to. Both were indispensable to me. Are you sure? Yes, I want to talk with him though. If I tell Morioka and Minigishi, they'll get it. Yeah, you're right. Yanagi smiled. He seemed satisfied somehow. You should do that. You're a police officer, so you should arrest him. I'll try to convince Morioka to let you handle negotiations. Okay? I have a feeling the conversation's going to be similar. But we won't blow up Yanagi, so. He's still going to die, though. It's the tragic love ending. So. Or maybe we die. I don't know. I always thought in the tragic love ending they do. I don't know. Nobody's here? There's no one in the church. I thought there would be officers camped in the area, but there was no sign of them. Same thing. Was I wrong? It's too soon to say for sure. The sun's only just set. Yeah, he could still show up. Just as I thought that. Here we go. I heard footsteps slowly approaching. I turned to look at the source of the sound. Sayaki was there. He was expressionless. I couldn't read him. So you really came. Hey, if you didn't show after all the time I spent setting the table, I'd have been disappointed. Why have you shown yourself? Okay, it's slightly different. I was pretty sure I already knew the answer, but I still had to ask. For you to show yourself after all this time, it's almost as if you want to be arrested. If you just ran, if you just hid yourself, next day would happen for sure. So why do this? You already know, don't you? Sayaki smiled weakly. Now I was certain. I wanted to see you. That's all. I think he's secretly in love with us. I had been right after all. He wanted to test whether I would be able to kill him. But is that really all? What if deep down he actually wanted me to stop him? Do you want to stop X Day? You're gonna try and convince me now? If that's what you want. It's useless. My thoughts won't change. If you want to stop X Day, if you hate me, kill me. That's not going to happen. I shook my head with strong conviction. I wouldn't dance to Sayaki's tune. There'd be no point if I killed you. This won't go the way you've planned. I won't let people kill each other. People have to live their lives, no matter how sad they feel or how strong their hatred is. They have to, no matter what. But people can't actually live in the world you think is ideal. I can't accept the way you think. I see. Sayaki's expression didn't change a bit. He'd probably known what I was going to do from the start. Okay, wait. Yeah, here we go. He's going to probably shoot Yanagi again. But then he quickly drew a gun and pointed it at Yanagi. Yanagi reacted, drawing his own weapon, but he was a moment too late. Yanagi! I'm fine. He only grazed me. Yanagi was hit, but he didn't stagger. That's not supposed to be him. That's supposed to be us. I just wanted to read it in his voice because it was funny. Anyway, Yanagi was hit, but he didn't stagger. His voice was calm. I sighed in relief as I made sure he was fine. And my hand moved to my holster. Spacey Hoshino. They really fucked up the alignment. I knew. I was like, when it said Spacey Hoshino, I'm like, I'm going to read that, but I know it's supposed to be my name in the next box. Anyway, I have to stop him. I had to shoot, not to kill him, to stop him. I had to shoot to protect others. It'll be fine. All my training has been for this day. I had to shoot to protect others. Do you really have the luxury of standing around? Sayaki's bullet had missed Yanagi by a hair. To unsettle me and provoke me into killing himself, Sayaki had targeted Yanagi. This was no time for hesitation. First, I'd make him drop his weapon. Okay, we have to save here. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the last bad ending right now. So we're going to fail trigger mode. In case trigger mode fails, there'll be 3 trigger modes to complete. So I'm going to fail them all. And we're going to get the tragic love ending. And then we'll wrap this part up here. And then the next part will come back. We'll hopefully pass trigger mode because I got to do it 3 times. And I've been good except for once. Once I fucked up trigger mode by accident. We didn't see that because I had to re-record the whole part anyway because it got messed up. But anyway. Well, not the whole part, but just that section. But I told you. I admitted it in Sadaishi's path. I was like, I failed it! Ha! Funny. So now I have to do it 3 times in a row. So just in case I fail it a couple times. But we'll do that. We'll get our good ending for Yanagi. And then we'll do the after chapter, you know, that completed chapter, whatever. And then we'll do the Yanagi stuff in the next part. So the next part we'll get our good ending and do all the happy stuff. So, which is great because normally we end after them and we have to go back and do bad endings. But now we're doing all the bad endings. We're getting the bad ending now. So I'm going to traumatize you with that. And then, yeah, so. Okay, first I'd make him drop his weapon. All right, here we go. We're going to fail this. It's so hard not to push the button and try. Gah! Yanagi! But I was a little too slow. My shot hit Sayaki, but he pulled the trigger first. Yanagi fell to the ground with a groan. Another gunshot rang out. Yanagi! Stop it! Enough! I rushed over to Yanagi and desperately shielded him with my own body, but I couldn't let him be hurt. I couldn't let him be hurt any further. Oh, so maybe we only fail it once. I'm fine. No, you're not! Yanagi! But Yanagi rose, clutching his wounded abdomen, and moved in front of me. He was trying to shield me. He's a criminal, Hoshino. Whatever his reasons, he hurt people. He stole someone's future, just like me. That isn't true. He's not like you at all. Yes, Yanagi had certainly hurt someone before, but he wasn't the same as Sayaki. Yanagi had always bore that sorrow on his own. He didn't blame the world or other people. He wasn't like Sayaki, who tried to change the world because he couldn't stand the burden. I was too angry to see straight. Stop! No, Hoshino! Spacey! I couldn't hear Yanagi's pleas. So you can't kill me after all, Hoshino. My ideal world. You'll grant. I didn't miss. I put a bullet in his heart. I couldn't miss. Damn! I killed Sayaki. How is this the tragic love ending? Is it because Yanagi decides to abandon us? It's April already? It's 3 months later. 3 months have passed since that day. Due to Sayaki's death, the new year came and went without the X-Day plan coming into play. Spacey. Back then, when Spacey shot Sayaki, she lost sight of herself. She was in shock and didn't react to my attempts to get through. She was debriefed at headquarters. and sent home in a state of shock. And then she disappeared the next day. I've been searching for her ever since. Shinjuku is back to normal, Spacey. Adonis had largely disbanded after Sayaki's death. There was no one left to give the orders. Did we, go into hiding, just like in the prior bad ending, where we were like, after Yanagi died, we're like, I will erase the pain, and oh no! The quarantine was lifted from Shinjuku, and the weapons ban was reinstated. Shinjuku had finally returned to normal. But we left him. Oh, look at him! Oh no! Oh, why? Look! Oh no! You weren't hearing it. Hey, there's no point if you weren't here. I wanted to give the people their lives back. I never said anything so high and mighty before. If this was the cost, then it wasn't worth it. That's how I felt now. People laugh. Sometimes they cry. And they help each other overcome sorrow. It's a normal world. He's just standing there all alone without us. Oh no. It was the peaceful world that we'd aimed for. But you weren't here. She was out there somewhere, alive. She was probably on the verge of tears. So I had to meet her. I have to find you. Once she had found me, now it was my turn. I'll find you, call your name, hold your hand. We'll live everyday life together. I promised her that we'd be happy together. I want to see you smile. In the crowds, I could see people living their normal lives. They enjoyed their peace. I never wanted a future like this. Right now, I hated this world where you didn't exist. That's like the saddest fucking ending ever. What did we do to poor Yanagi? Oh no! Okay, so that is all of our bad endings. We are going to come back and sorrow. Oh, we're horrible. Anyway, so I know it's a little under time, but I don't want to do, because the good ending, and then we're going to have the thing. It's going to take way too long. So I'm going to end this here. What we're going to do, is we will, in the next part, we will hopefully pass trigger mode 3 fucking times. Because I'm going to guarantee you, each time we miss, that's going to be the ending. So maybe we'll shoot once, save it. Shoot once, save every time. This way we don't have to keep going through all 3 times. I've been pretty good with trigger mode, but if I got to do it 3 times in a row, I'm not saying that I'm not going to fuck it up a million times because the pressure's on, right? So we'll do that. We'll get our good ending. And then, of course, as the guide says, after finishing IG's route, please note there will be an extra chapter called Criminal from the chapter function in the main menu. So that's true. So right, common, there's that question mark one. So once we finish Yanagi's route, we'll be able to go back and do that. So that's what that criminal's going to be there. I wonder if that's... Oh! I wonder if that's like... if we become a criminal or something, or maybe, I don't know, we'll find out what it is. Nobody tell me, don't spoil it. Of course, by the time you see that, it's all already recorded, that part, so it doesn't matter. But don't spoil it for anybody else. So we'll do that. We'll do obviously the little short story. We'll do the criminal chapter. We'll do our good ending. We'll get the criminal chapter. We'll do Yanagi's short story. And then that'll be the end of that part. So that's what we'll do in the next part. After that is when we'll start going in and doing these situations. I don't know how long they're going to take. Because... Oh, I didn't want to do it. Oh, wait, right. There's 5 of them. So I don't know... how long they take. So I guess we'll see. So we'll do that, but that's not going to be in the next part. We're going to do those separately, just so that we have like the nice little end of Yanagi's route happy ending. Oh, we'll do his gallery. And then we'll do those short stories of the scenarios after the fact, and we'll turn the voice acting on for those. So that's exciting. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.